let's imagine some people doing a theatre play. On the stage, we would find a knight. A lot of actors or acting would be the job for a knight. They're on the stage, they're visible, they are acting, literally acting. And we would also need a director of this whole thing, this whole play. And for that, we would like to have, for example, like this king. I mean, it could be the king of cups or whatever, but for the moment, I'm just not thinking too much about the elements or the suits of the courts. We would need a director who's also visible. His name is, at least, he did the play, he did it. He's in charge of the thing. We would also need a script writer, somebody who understands how people live and how the processes between people work, the dynamics and the tensions and the drama and the flow of a story. And for that, we would really like to see a queen, right? Now, the most important thing, in a way, or rather the most necessary thing for a theatre play would actually be the audience. And for that, I do believe that the knights would be very well chosen for that task. And actually, we would need a lot of knights. So that they would all be cheering, and throwing things on the stage or clapping and making some noise and crying or whatever you need for an audience to be an audience. They would be the observers, of the storylines and the story being acted and done on stage. Yeah, so that's just one example of how you might use those different understandings of each court card or each rank or whatever you might call them, each character of the courts. And I would like to give you just a quick other example. I'll do another video really where I go far more into different characters and the different suits combined with the different ranks, etc. But for now, I'll just give you one more example. What could it be? Yes. Yeah, like a city. Let's imagine a city. And, we have a lot of, we have, like, for example, bus drivers in the city, right? We have people moving around, driving all their vehicles or cars, buses. We also have some people on their bikes. And then that might be the knights, And we also have some people walking, of course. That could be a page, for example, walking on his feet. Now, the pages would also be the ones who would know a lot about, for example, traffic lights and signs in like traffic signs. They would also know a lot about which sort of junctions work best in order for people to get to not be killed in traffic, etc. So to avoid accidents, they have a lot of access to statistics, etc. And they would be perfect for providing that kind of information to the queens, who would be the sort of typical town planners, They would be the ones knowing how the masses move. They would be very good at organising a lot of stuff so that the flow can be kept going. They would also be sometimes different organisational groups. For example, the environmentalists, who would be very much concerned with, how sorry, how all the new kind of vehicles or the new kind of traffic lights or the cars without the drivers, what are they called? Yeah, the new ones that will all be sitting in within 10 or 20 years without a chauffeur, how will that affect pedestrians, and how will that affect the entire sense of the city or the town? How will that affect how people feel in the city, and how will it affect how people move around in the city? The Queens would be really good at that task, being the town planners, but also being the different interest groups, representing interest groups. Now, we do have to add some politicians, right? The ones making decisions about the whole damn thing. They are not necessarily listening to the Queens. But okay, they might, and then they might make their decisions according to certain groups and not according to certain other groups. They would be the politicians, or the divas, depending. Yeah, that's sort of it. This has been really fun to do, guys, and I could give you a lot of examples that I've been thinking of, but this video is already so long. Okay, no, one last one. I have to do one last one, and it's about, of course, tarot. I mean, some people are really good at collecting tarot, collecting decks, studying the books and so on, looking at them and sensing them, and what's this? What is this? What is this deck? What's the cardstock? And diving into the details, having like a collection, yes, of things, of tarot decks or tarot books. The nights would be the ones or the stage where you start reading for yourself. You start out this adventure, this quest, and you get your hands dirty and you start sweating and you don't know if this is going to work out, and you get really passionate and really annoyed and really happy, and yeah, getting dirty, working hard. Now the Queens would be people reading for other people. The Queens would gladly exchange or develop their skills by reading for other people. And the Kings might be a pro reader, a reader who's aware of, his own possessions, his own worth, so to say. Not that the Queens are not aware of that, but this would be sort of the figure that would be very much aware of it, and therefore also demanding that you get something in return, something is handed over from the neighbour's house, like a really nice coin, for example. The neighbour's giving this really nice coin, and then the king is giving a reading. But the client, or rather the neighbour, is not invited over unless it's for a reading and unless it's for a paid reading. So that might be the pro reader who is more concerned with the boundaries or what separates us, what divides us, and what makes us different or having different positions.